Hello, this is the syllabus review for Nursing 281, Spring 2015. Your syllabus can be found on Blackboard under the Syllabus tab, and you can print it out as a PDF. Please bring it to each of our class sessions to refer to. Table of contents, self-explanatory. The conceptual framework, you need to be familiar with this. This is what your curriculum is based on, and this is the philosophy of the department and the faculty, and the hierarchy of human needs. This is also the basis and developed by the faculty as the bones of our curriculum. Coming into here, the faculty is myself. I'm Sue Simpson. I will be your theory instructor as well as clinical faculty to 1/4 of you. And here are the contact numbers and names for all the other faculty, clinical faculty. Here's our course description. I want to point out that you see that this is a 6.5 unit course, so guess what? It's going to be more than you've done before. So be prepared. This is a hybrid course, which means that up to 50% of the course content itself will be done online outside of our class meeting, and we meet 2 hours a day on campus, and our clinical is 10.5 hours per week. Here's your course materials, the course requirements. Pardon me. You're responsible for all the readings, textbook and assigned journals, anything that's online, guest speakers, etc. You can read through this portion here. It has the college student learning outcomes as well as your students' performance outcomes, any disability accommodations. You can get that through DSPS. Their phone number is here, and they will send a confidential document to me. Absences and tardiness is as per our handbook. Internet access, academic integrity, support services, and cell phones and beepers. You're going to use them in class, I know that. We have a couple of activities where actually we do use telephones, but just please respect those around us and turn down your volume if you can. Portfolio, same as previous semesters. This is your e-portfolio online. I think this is going to be very familiar to you. These are the same outlined areas as before. The thing that's different this time, we don't have any points attached to this. You are required to submit it, and we're going to have you submit it to your clinical faculty member by the 7th of May. They're going to provide feedback, but there's no grade, and it's just to get another set of eyes on it for some diversity and to help you look at that. Grading information, exam averages have to be 75% to get a passing grade. There are a total of 4 exams, 3 50-point exams and 1 100-point exam. We also have a couple of paper, senior center project. These are both group projects. Your clinical prep worksheet is, you need to do 5 of them at 10 points each. There's assessment tools that you will need to complete, that 5 of them at 10 points each, and there will be in-class pop quizzes that will be based on the reading that is to be done prior to the class session. Theory objectives, please pay attention to these. These actually help you guide and focus yourself on what you should be studying. This is our outline to be delivering you. This curriculum is based on these objectives, so they are lengthy and plentiful. The course schedule, there's a sort of overview, one-shot paper look at everything. We're going to start with concepts of aging, culture, and rehab, mobility, end of life, and then HIV, metabolic and GI. This is online, so there's an online lecture for you to listen to. There's an short online to the point lectures every week, and then this one's more lengthy. Let's see. Then we go into metabolic and regulation needs. That's primarily diabetes and the extremes. Then we go into cardiac, your online. This is like leukemias, lymphomas. This is the white blood cell issues in chronic illness. Then we go to cancer, and then cognitive perceptual needs. This would be Parkinson's disease, myasthenia gravis, a few other ones. And then we have oxygenation. That's all the chronic respiratory, COPD, sleep apnea, tracheostomies, chest tubes. That's all covered during this period of time. This is when you have to submit that e-portfolio to your clinical instructors. And then we finish up with renal and then the final exam. Under assignments, we have your culturally competent group paper. You need to get on to Blackboard and sign up. This is self-selected as to which group you want to be in. You have to have 3 members in a group, and here are the outlines here of how this, what we want on the paper. And if you go on Blackboard further, there's a very detailed grading rubric. There is also another group project where you go to a senior center locally and do a tour. You set this up yourselves, and here is what you do: is you build a website based on this outline right here using the Wix online, just same as your portfolio. Just go ahead and use that, create a new one, and the details are here. Clinical evaluation process, we'll go over this in detail in clinical with your each individual instructor, but you do need to remember that things are submitted online, and I have a little video on Blackboard as to how to do that. Here's the grading rubric for the patient prep worksheet. You're going to have a total of 50 points, so you can submit, say you submit the first one and you get 6 out of 10, and then the next ones you're getting 9s and 10s, and you want to get rid of that 6 out of 10. You can submit number 6 and get a higher grade, and then they'll drop the low grade. So it's out of 5 best, 5 top grades out of 50. The assessment tools, these are the mini nutritional assessment, the CATS Index of Independence in Activities of Daily Living, the mini COG exam, the Fulmer's Spices, as well as the confusion assessment model. You will be doing one of these assessments, well, all of them, but one at a time, and it's up to your clinical instructor as to when those need to be submitted. It's submitted with your clinical paperwork. When you do your journal, you will do what we call a threaded journal. That's also on Blackboard, and you are going to get feedback from your instructor, and this clinical evaluation is the feedback from the instructor. It goes on the bottom of your journal. So it's not necessarily feedback about your journal, it's feedback about your clinical day. If you're absent from clinical, you need to let the clinical faculty know by 6:30 in the morning, the day of your absence, and there will be clinical makeup assignment for that. The clinical rotations begins at the quarter, are expected to adhere to the schedule, but if you might be assigned to go to a specialty unit, but if the faculty at any time feels you need closer observation, they may change your rotation on you. So that's up to each individual faculty. Campus lab, you may be sent to campus lab to work on some skills to become more proficient, and the instructor will notify the staff if you also need to notify the staff. And you must make an appointment for remediation. Tell the faculty, which is Denise, Vicky, Angelito, or Maria. I will get her contact information in there for you, and let them know that you want to come in and what you want to work on. Always bring your nurse bag or your kit to all activities. We do have simulation lab, and we're going to have 2 this semester. Sim number 1 is right near the end of February. These are the dates. So if you're in Simpson's group, you're going to go on the 23rd, Monday the 23rd. I want to make a big point here. If you are in Balahadia's group, you normally go to clinical on Wednesday, but for this sim day, it was a Tuesday. It's a Tuesday that you're going. So you'll be at SimLab on that Tuesday, the 24th of February. Second sim is in April, end of April. Here are the clinical expectations. You can read through these. I'm not going to read them to you. I want you to make sure that you are very familiar with these, and they'll go over in clinical with you as well. This is a big deal here. Medication administration. We are big on meds. Third semester, we really want you to be all over this and proficient with it. You need to have all this done before meeting with the clinical instructor to pass meds. We expect that you've already done all these things and you're ready to rock and roll, and we can ask you any and all of these questions and you'll know. Whenever you need to call us if you need us. We're there for you, but we do need to know if your patient is decompensating, there's a change in their condition, any vital signs changes, this list here. Skills need to be done with the clinical instructor unless they say otherwise. Typically, I like to say, I want to see you. Anything you're going to put in the patient, I need to see. If you're going to plan on taking something out of the patient, we need to talk about it first. Student team leader guidelines. This is an optional activity. I'm actually choosing not to use a team leader this semester, but your clinical instructors may choose to do that. And if so, this is the guidelines that they're going to go by. Your documentation that needs to be handed in, I already made a little video for you about how to do that. It's on Blackboard under clinical submissions, I believe it's called. So that's what you want to do there. You will be going to hospice one Tuesday out of the whole semester. There is a schedule that's set up, and there'll be more details on that. It doesn't happen for a few weeks, and we want to have you look at that. Also, here's guidelines for your threaded journal as to what you should be writing when it needs to be handed in by. These guidelines here, when you need to submit your clinical paperwork, it goes for all clinical paperwork, not just your journal. And finally, the critical elements for clinical evaluation. This is what we are looking at you very closely, and any student who jeopardizes the physical or emotional safety of a client, does not provide nursing care using a pattern of behavior that is demonstrated caring or demonstrates unprofessional behavior will be subject to disciplinary action and possible dismissal. And these expectations are in these critical elements, which is physical safety, emotional safety, caring, and professionalism. So take time to read through these things so you understand what it is that we are looking very closely at. Okay, so I think that goes over the syllabus. Bring any questions you may have to class and to clinical, and we will be happy to answer them.